talking a little bit about the new street ordinance. John, good morning.
Good morning, Councilor.
So what we're talking about today is the fact that we recently passed, the City Council did, a new ordinance that changed the Delta street parking times. Can you talk a little bit about that?
We can. We changed the times from 12 midnight, actually 12:01 midnight till 6 in the morning was the past ordinance, and now it is 12:01 a.m. to 3 p.m. in a good portion of the city. I would say that most of the residential area is going to be 12 midnight to 3 p.m. The downtown area, Broadway, Essex, Common, Methuen Street, some of Jackson and Havel Street will be 12 midnight till 6 a.m., which allows for a little bit of better parking downtown. But in the residential areas, the 12 a.m. till 3 p.m. is going to give the department a bit more time to get the streets pushed back a little bit more.
Now, the time frame, it's always started on December 15th. Is that true this time? And when is it going to end?
It is true. December 15th is the start date, and it, in the past, had ended in March 15th. So now it's going to go December 15th till April 1st, which in the case of a light winter, perhaps we'll have a better chance to get the city swept cleanly in the early spring. Normally, sweeping is just as difficult as snowplow.
Now, what's the problem? So this is going to deal with a certain particular issue with the snow plowing. What was it that you were finding when you were snow plowing last year that this is going to remediate?
Well, the city vehicles are typically the biggest equipment on the street. You're going to go out with a truck that's monster in size. You have a snowplow on the front that's anywhere from 9 feet to 12 feet wide. Cars parked on both sides just made it impossible to get through on some streets. And if it snowed heavily, it was obvious that you needed to be parked on one side. Still, people would not conform to those rules. So it made it very difficult, time-consuming. If we go down the street once, you'd think it'd be plowed, but in the case of Lawrence here, that's not the case, because there'd be cars parked sporadically along the street, and you'd have to snake your way through it, if you will. And it didn't make for a clean job. This we hope is going to remedy that. I believe it's going to make us a little bit more cost efficient as well.
And one last question, John, and thank you for your time. If there's one thing that we could talk about that the citizens could do that's really help DPW in the snow plowing every year, what's the one thing that they could do, we could do, that'd be most helpful in making sure that our streets are plowed adequately?
Well, actually, there's a couple things. One of them is when you see the plow coming, don't throw the car in park. Drive away. Go around the block and let us go through and make a clean sweep. Would be number one. Number two is don't throw the snow back in the street. We spend an awful lot of money pushing it to the side, and for some reason folks seem to think that throwing it back in the street makes it better. That's not the case.